Welcome back, everybody. Another little side project I got here in one of the multiple shops we got projects in. This John Deere 1145 mower has been a pretty good mower for quite a few years, but started acting up, shutting down, and I checked it out a little bit when this was actually at the shop where I work. They used it there, and they bought a new one for there and brought this one down here to the other facility to kind of help take care of the grounds. But it kept losing fuel, and so I started checking it out, and the first thing I thought was possibly this is Yanmar 3-cylinder diesel, and these little transfer pumps down here sometimes go bad, and due to the fact that the local dealer had one on stock, made me think, well, maybe it was the problem. But it had another engine that was something happened to the engine, and this pump looked pretty new, so I put it on there, ran it around, and did the same thing. But it didn't make sense that it would have been the pump, because these all have these little hand primers. You can prime it up. When you crack this bleeder on this fuel filter, it would fill the filter right back up and start. But I did that down here, and just partway across the yard, you can see the level of fuel was going down again. So I knew that there were filters on the intake lines, the suction line in the fuel tanks. These got dual tanks on them, one on each side, and they're conveniently tucked way back in under all these brackets here. And so I decided that I would start checking see what the filters looked like in the tanks. So you can see these things go way up in here, and they sit on them brackets, and your sending unit is conveniently tucked under that bracket there, where you cannot get at it until you take the fuel tank out. So I did that. Wasn't too bad. I mean, it's just a matter of, it's kind of when you got other stuff you want to do, and you got to do something like this, it makes it worse. But just finding all the bolts to take all these brackets and stuff off, that was the biggest part. So I started pulling this sending unit out of here, and when I got partly up out of there, I got up to right there, and I said, well, where's the pickup tube at? So it had about 3/4 of the fuel in it, so I dumped it all out, and found down in there there was a piece of hose on here that was broke off, which this would have been up there. And there's your little filter at the bottom, so there really wasn't nothing wrong with the filter, it was the hose. So I got a new piece of hose I'm gonna stick on there, tuck it back down in there. I'm glad I started on this side, because this side's not quite as bad. You do have to deal with getting your on and off valve out of the metal work, but it wasn't too bad. So I feel pretty sure that's going to be the issue, because when your draw tube is only down about right there, you still got all this fuel, and it especially shut down quicker when you was going uphill, which your fuel would all ran to the back. So that's one little thing. These mowers, even in like the 915s and the 925s and stuff like that, still pretty much use this same design. That's something, if anybody out there is running one of these things and has problems with them, that's a good place you can check, and that's what's involved in doing it. Not a real big deal. It's just time consuming, and especially if you're in the middle of a mowing season and you got to tear it apart. But not a real big deal. So that's might help somebody out. So thanks for watching, and hopefully we can get this thing back together and bolt it up and finish the mowing. And get back to some of our other projects. This is one of a company-owned facility that was fixed up and kind of take care of for the use of the buildings, and we got a lot of projects going on. Michael, I work with, has got this 63 Chevy project. Wants to take the body in that, put on this Duramax frame, and there's the hood for the white diesel down there. This is another one of my long ongoing projects. This is a 55 DeSoto 2-door hardtop. It's got the Hemi in it, and was sitting in the woods. Actually, it was one of Michael's distant relatives that was able to get it, and not a whole lot of parts made for DeSotos, but like I said, I got about 3 lifetimes worth of projects. Probably never get them all done, but got a lot of work to do, so I got to get the mowing done here. So thanks again for watching. Catch y'all later.